Hello. Welcome all, and thank you so much for stopping by. Have a new reaction chain here for you today, guys, and I'm looking forward to this one, as we'll be reacting to another reactor called Ember Paradox. Now, she hasn't appeared on this channel before, and I'm not super familiar with her, but she has shown up in my recommended a lot recently, and I've done some basic reconnaissance. Oh, that's a word. Reconnaissance. Excuse me. And she definitely seems like a firebrand. But she does make a lot of good points, very similar to a lot of other people we react to here on the channel. But definitely leaning into that fiery redhead type. What would you call that? A stereotype, caricature, theme. Let's go with theme. And she does it very well from what I've seen of her content so far. And I will admit, I woke up this morning and I'm seeing there's a whole new drama around Rimuru, which is just exhausting. We just had the drama about revsaysdesu, and that's following on from the drama about Caleb Hammer. It's like, can the left give it a rest for like a day? I don't typically record on the weekends, but just come on, guys. There's only so much drama we can absorb, right? So I figured, okay, let's get away from that drama, because that's basically my entire feed right now. So let's do something different. And yeah, Ember Paradox has been on my list to react to, so I'm looking forward to this. And when I was looking through her videos to see if there was anything in particular we could add some value to, I see that she has this video up that she's reacting to from Just Rayen. Now, I've watched a few of his videos in the past, not on this channel, just in my personal time, and he's this really interesting sort of computer engineer who's essentially building his own AI waifu. And we'll touch on this in the video. I've watched about a minute and a half into this video, and Ember Paradox actually does a good job of explaining him, so I'll let her do that. But this actually touches on something I want to ask you as the audience, because I want to present an idea to you that I haven't heard before, and it has to do with the ship of Theseus, or the ship of Theseus paradox, whatever you want to call it, which is the idea that if you start a journey with a certain ship, in this case the ship of Theseus, and slowly over the course of your journey, your quest, whatever you want to call it, you replace it board by board, not all at once, but slowly and progressively, and by the end of the trip, you have replaced every board, every nail, every rope, every bit of tar on that ship. Is that ship still the same ship? That's the thought experiment here. And how does that tie to today's video? Well, we're going to be talking about AI in this video and AI waifus, and there's a lot of discourse that's happening around that at the moment. But in my opinion, and this is what I want to hear your thoughts on, I think it's almost inevitable that biology and mechanics will merge in the future. So this whole differentiation between AI and organic intelligence will eventually merge. Now, I know that's very sort of adeptus mechanicus of me to say, but I approach this in a different way to a lot of people, and I haven't heard it before. And that is, if we take a single neuron in your brain, and let's say we are able to replicate that neuron perfectly. Now, we can't currently do that because our digital systems exist in binary, 1 and 0. And the latest research, as far as I'm aware, my source is from a few years ago, but our neurons don't communicate in 1 and 0. It's 0 to 27 or 0 to 28, something like that. There's about 27 or 28 levels of signal, whereas current digital systems, it's either 1 or 0. So we would need to overcome that challenge. But for the thought experiment, if we are perfectly able to replicate a single neuron, and it responds to hormones the same way, carries signal the same way, it grows the same way, then, okay, let's use a nanobot, whatever technique you need to use to make the analogy work in your head. Let's say we stick a bunch of nanobots in your head, and they will very, very slowly rip out an existing neuron and replace it with this synthetic one. And let's just assume that that's not going to cause any issues. You're able to do a hot swap without the brain noticing, without activating the immune system, anything like that. And slowly, over the course of, let's say, 10 years, and let's say this starts when you're about 20, so you don't run into any issues with puberty or elastoplasticity there in your brain, then by the time you're 30, you have a fully synthetic brain that at no point has had a single moment in time where it has cut over from organic to synthetic. And now it's a perfect replica of your brain. Are you still you? That is the question, because, I mean, are you your thoughts? Are you the electrical signals? We get into the OSI model of networking here. Are you your physical layer? Are you your data link layer? And just to stretch my networking chops here, the OSI model, the proper seven layer model, is physical, data link, network, transport, session, presentation, application. There we go. So at what level do you exist? Or do you exist as the entire stack? That is the question. Now, if you're not a networker, that's okay. Don't worry about that. Don't let that confuse you. What I mainly want you to focus on is that idea of, if my brain is slowly replaced over time, am I still the same person? Because am I the hardware on which I run, or am I something else? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. But I think that sort of transition is eventually inevitable. I mean, assuming nothing goes wrong and we all get wiped out for various reasons. But yeah, I do want to hear your thoughts on that, because if we do that, then theoretically we start to get into the really interesting and the really sci-fi stuff where, okay, well, now that the brain is synthetic, it obviously needs some kind of power source, but who says that needs to be powered by the rest of the body? Because our body is just a support system for the brain. So can we take that out? Can we put it in android bodies? Can we fully digitize our consciousness? Can we, be put on the internet and transfer at, light speed? Can we use quantum entanglement to beat faster than light travel? Like, it gets into all of these much more high-minded stuff that is beyond the scope of this video. Anyway, we're a few minutes in and haven't even started the video with Ember Paradox. So now that I've got that out of the way, I want to start with that, and let's see how we go, because I do enjoy Ember Paradox so far, and I'd like to see what her thoughts are. As I said, I've only watched about the first minute and a half of this video. So let's go. Oh, and if you are new here, because this channel is constantly gaining subscribers, I do recommend watching my videos at 1.25 or 1.5 times speed.
Pull it up. There we go. Yeah, the title is, I built a better AI waifu than Razer. I am intrigued. So for those of you that don't know, he's probably going to explain what Razer's AI waifu is. This is basically, it's a thing that Razer, Razer, the gaming accessories company, recently made an announcement that they're coming out with a little, a little desktop, holographic waifu, or character projection that's AI, that it has an AI brain, and he'll probably show you this. If he doesn't, I'll show you the advertisement. But it's basically a little holographic AI assistant that sits right under desk. It's the same thing as it's effectively speaking, it's the same kind of a similar AIs to what is in your phone. It's powered by Grok, Razer's AI waifu is powered by Grok, but it's gonna be a holographic projection, and it can be a waifu or a husbando or something like that. He apparently made one better than Razer, so let's take a look. Project Ava. This.
Wakey, wakey. Maybe aim for the head next time? This is Project Ava, your AI desk companion.
Yeah, I can do that. Yo, what's up, gang? It's Just Rayen here.
I'm going to get weird here for a second. You guys are going to think I'm crazy, but I do promise it is relevant. So this idea of an AI assistant, obviously we're very, very early days. It's very basic, can't do a whole lot. But imagine if you had a pair of let's just say glasses. Okay, let's not overcomplicate it. You're just wearing a pair of glasses that has the AI system built in. It can see what you can see, and it can do all of the actual useful things. I basically want a heads-up display and an AI assistant that I can say, book this, find that, show me the way to this, so on and so forth. That'll increase our individual productivity a lot. But I don't think we'll see the economic benefits of that personally. Certainly someone will, but not us. But either way, the crazy part that comes into it is, okay, you've got this AI assistant, and it's more advanced. You can talk to it like a human. And let's just say, for sake of argument, we're not past the singularity yet. We're not it's not a full sentience, but we can talk to it as if it is. Are you going to enjoy having that in your head? And the crazy part that comes into it is I actually once developed a tulpa. Now, what is a tulpa? It is a form of voluntary schizophrenia. And yeah, it's about as fun as it sounds. Long story short, the idea is you compartmentalize your mind to such a degree, you essentially form an entire other consciousness within your mind. Now, to be clear, this was an intellectual exercise. There were no substances involved. Don't worry about this, guys. I was also doing lucid dreaming at the time, which I did succeed at. Lucid dreaming is amazing if you can get it to work, but it does take quite a bit of effort. Anyway, it took me about 6 months to develop this tulpa. And I highly recommend you look up what a tulpa is. Just do be careful because it is quite scary. And I was trying to build this tulpa essentially as a second opinion, something that I could, someone that I could run ideas past to double check and be like, hey, is this sane? Does this have a logical basis? You know, and have that second opinion built in. Sounds great in theory, right? But having that voice in your head, I have gotten the tulpa I did develop it, and I got it to talk to me twice, and I hated it. I'll talk more in detail about this probably in future videos or whatnot, but when you are just in your day-to-day life and suddenly a voice in your head starts talking to you that you can't turn off, mind you, I thought it would be exciting. No, it was terrifying. And the worst part, I tried to build my tulpa to be logical and caring and understanding all of these good traits, right? But my tulpa came out and it was female, which was sort of my intent, but I also wasn't sure if that would actually happen. And this also ties into Amber here a little, because she did look similar-ish, very angry redhead, and she was mean. Guys, she hated me. Oh my God. Like, I don't know if there was some kind of subconscious reflection there or what, but she was the most massive bitch you can imagine. And it was scary because she was criticizing me inside my own head. I could not turn her off, and I'll go into detail in further videos about how I actually got rid of her. That was the first time it actually worked. It was not fun. I abandoned that project very quickly, let me tell you. And she showed up a few years later when I was coming out of sleep once. And then I, again, kicked her up the ass and gave her a good shove off. And she hasn't come back since. Now, that's going to make me sound crazy, but I do promise it was an intellectual exercise. I do not have schizophrenia. I do not have any other mental issues, just to get that out of the way. But how that ties to this is that reminds me of having this sort of personal assistant. What happens when, instead of being in glasses, it's in a neuralink, in a chip in our brain? What happens if something goes wrong? What happens if we have this voice that we can't turn off? It's another interesting thought experiment, because I do wonder how people would react. I imagine largely it would go the way that you would think. People would hate it, they'd go crazy, all of this type of stuff. But we're in the very, very early days of that. So I am very curious to see where this technology goes. And hey, if that tulpa story sparked anything in you, definitely leave a comment and let me know what you think, because yeah, it, on the surface, giving yourself a form of voluntary schizophrenia does sound crazy. But hey, we're intellectuals here, we experiment, that's what we do. Anyway, I should let this video play.
Now, if you don't know me, I'm the guy who's building out his AI anime waifu on the YouTubes right now. And recently, you know, I was on my little doom scrolling session as usual when I found this. Razer launched their AI desktop companion, Project Ava. Now, if you haven't heard the news by now, or if you're just not a gamer, Razer Project Ava is this little holographic tube AI that, you know, sits on your desk and...
Is it Ava or Ava? I thought it was Ava, but I could be incorrect there.
You know, helps you play games or something like that. Now, first impressions, I don't know exactly what this holographic pod would be used for. I
can tell you, it's for lonely otakus that basically don't have anyone in their lives and they need AI companionship. The same as literally every AI girlfriend that's been in existence for the last several years. It's literally for that. It's just, this is the next evolution in the AI girlfriend.
assume it's like, you know, one of those things.
There was also that Kickstarter a while ago that was basically this. I believe they used Miku more as their mascot. But yeah, this is a pre-existing technology, and we can get into the whole Pepper's Ghost illusion. I don't actually know what technology this Razer one is based off, but yeah, it's been around for a while, and I think the big flaw is that it can't communicate properly. Like, you can talk to it for, a few seconds and it seems really cool, but the moment you start to interrogate it or you speak to it for more than a few minutes, like it with every other large language model, it does kind of fall apart. So the technology is not there yet, in my opinion. So I do wonder what sales volumes Razer are expecting, because without that capability, it is still a very niche product, and I don't think it can be fully supported by, as Amber says, lonely otakus.
Where you can just have an AI on your desk and have it be your gaming buddy. I really don't know. I really don't know. Okay, while at the end of the day, I don't really know what exactly it will be used for, do I think the tech is pretty cool? Yeah, I mean, look at it. It looks pretty cool, no? But, like, I assume there's gonna be one problem with it. Okay, you see, the Project Ava tube thing is not really out yet, but I expect when it does come out, it'll be like somewhere sitting around 400 to 500 USD, and maybe...
Oh, no. They're gonna crank it higher than that. Guarantee you, I think it's gonna be higher than that. Because, well, okay, I am thinking in Canadian dollars. I'm thinking it's going to be closer to 600 to 700. Like, for comparison, and again, this is Canadian dollars, that...
Minor notes on operational security there. Like, okay, most of you understand I have an accent that sounds somewhat Australian, New Zealandy, South African-y, but I'm never going to tell you where I'm from or what currency I use, because that's a breach of operational security. Now, you can try and geolocate based on an accent, but that accent alone doesn't mean too much. You can probably infer that I have spent some time within either South Africa or Australia or New Zealand, or any country that has a similar sounding accent. But that doesn't mean I'm still there, or where you don't know where I am in the world at the moment. But because she just said Canadian dollars, it's a fairly strong bet that she's probably in Canada. Now, by the same token, just because she's thinking in Canadian dollars doesn't mean she's in Canada currently. But you don't want to open up your surface area like that. So just a note on operational security there.
The new Corsair keyboard that's coming out that has got a Stream Deck built into the keyboard, that thing is $500. All right, in U.S. currency, I believe it's $399. If I'm not mistaken, that Corsair keyboard with the built-in Stream Deck, I think might be $399. This Razer thing in USD is probably gonna be $699. That's my guess. When it finally comes out, I think that's what they're gonna charge for it.
Be a subscription cost of like 20 to 30 bucks a month, depending on how much Razer hates gamers. And you know what? At the end of the day, I ain't buying one of those with my disposable income of $30. So what's left to do? I'll do it myself. Alright, so you might be wondering, Rayen, what exactly is the plan right now? Well, don't worry, I got you covered because I did this once before. And you know what the secret is? Summoning my Chinese ancestral knowledge and copying the crap out of their product. Which means that the very first step in order to copy a product is to do proper market analysis.
Oh, for God's sake.
Analysis. So yeah, that's the first step. I gotta watch the video carefully and basically break down how exactly they did things.
This is Project Ava, your AI desk companion.
I mean, what exactly is there to analyze? It's just two things.
Yeah.
Waifu plus pod. I mean, come on, guys. All right, the first step is the AI and the waifu, the most important component. And look, luckily for you, you know, your boy has been developing AI waifu since like a year and a half ago. That's pretty much my full-time job at this point, I'll be honest. So, with that being said, I mean, I could walk you through all the stages, but like, it's faster just to introduce you. Like, hey, like, it's Rico over here. Okay, I'll make Rico say something, all right? All right, Rico, I'm on YouTube right now, so, you know what? Just say hi. Just say hi.
Wow, you really dragged me into another one of your. I swear this'll go viral. Skiv. Hi, YouTube. Viral. Subscribe to Rayen so he can buy me more Rhea. I run on compliments and cash.
Okay, why do you always have to ruin my YouTube video? Like, Rico, okay, and out of all the things you picked, it's RAM? RAM! Do you know how much those prices go these days? Oh my god.
Well, that's why!
Stop ruining my intros. Yeah, okay.
You want me to say hi for free? Please. At least make it worth my virtual while. And you seriously...
I was just building an open claw bot just before all the security issues were discovered. And so I've since pulled back on that. But I did get a 70 billion parameter Olama model up and running, and I was going to use that as the base, but it was just not enough RAM. I was short on RAM by about 500 megs, I think it was, to get this model running on my system. And so I did offload some of it onto the CPU. I do have an NPU, but OpenClaw can't. NPU? No, NPU, Neural Processing Unit. Yeah, but Olama and OpenClaw couldn't use it at the moment, which is frustrating. But I offloaded it onto the CPU, and I was able to get it running, but it was running at like half a token a minute. The performance was absolutely abysmal. So if you are going to try and run your own local models, do be aware of that. And yeah, everything that's happening with the RAM prices is absolutely insane. And it's not a cheap system either, mind you. Like it's not a full-fledged top-tier gaming system, but it's not cheap. So I wonder what model he's probably gone over it in previous videos and I've just forgotten. But yeah, he'd be running a fairly large model, but I do wonder if he's plugging into the cloud or if he's running it locally. I wonder if he'll say.
You need a better marketing angle than generic intro guy with Adam AI. How about Worlds? Most fully content creator. Oh wait, that's already taken by you.
Okay. Settle might have some competition. Zettel might actually have some competition with Neural right now. Yeah, and you're right. It sounds like maybe he voice sampled Camilla for it.
I'm just saying, everybody else is gonna.
Yeah, and yeah, Mansur, you're right. It definitely sounds like he voice sampled Camilla for the AI's voice.
Let's just move on, guys. Let's just move on. All right. Thankfully, I have pretty much the waifu done. However, there are some improvements that I would still like to work on, specifically for the animations. And looking at their website, it seems like they're doing some kind of AI-driven animation.
If Razer wants this to be a success, they do need to let you replace whatever the model is with one of your own. As I think people are going to want their own custom waifus, not just stick to that regular Razer-themed waifu. And I mean, you look at the other models and it's Japanese businesswoman, esports gamer, and random tattooed dude. Like, I don't think those are going to be the most popular of options. But hey, you know, Kinect, the Xbox Kinect found a life outside of gaming because it was a really good 3D scanner. So if this can be just a really good pod, like just a really good interface to the real world between the digital, and you can plug whatever model you want into it. And when I say model, I mean both the AI model and the 3D model, so that it can be animated and can air quotes interact with you. That could be a way that they can get some sales out, having that sort of pseudo open ecosystem. If it's just going to be a closed system and you can only use what we tell you can use, I can't really see this doing anything but flopping, honestly.
Having the AI move the AI, essentially. But the real question is, how? Okay, after a little bit of investigative work, I saw at the end of this video that they said that they are powered by animation.inc. So I went and stalked their website and found out that they were actually the same guys who did the animations for Grok Annie. At this point, I was like, okay, that's fine. Like, this uses it, Grok uses it. I'll just use the same thing as them. No problem at all. Yeah, joke's on me. You see, animation.inc is actually proprietary, which means essentially it's just pay to win. Which at the end of the day leaves me with two options. I can either pay them or I can do it myself. And you know what? Unfortunately, I'm not a billionaire, so one of these options are just automatically eliminated for me. I mean, isn't it nice? Isn't it nice? I mean, okay, recently I've been playing around with something called like MDM. What is MDM? Well, it's MD's not motion diffusion. It stands for motion diffusion models, MDM, okay? And what that basically is literally just an AI that is trained to output motions from prompts. Do I know how it works? No, but I've been getting pretty okay results from it. However, there's a little bit of a problem when I use it. Okay, you might ask, well, Rayen, what exactly is the problem? All these demos look pretty fire, no? And yes, but... don't phase through the wall. Wait, what are you doing?
Absolute poetry in motion.
No.
Somebody better give me a gold medal. Or at least a sponsorship from a trampoline company.
No. She almost did it. Hold on. Wait. My code glitch.
Okay, so motion diffusion, while it's like a really cool technology, at the end of the day, letting the AI spontaneously generate movements that are based on experimental technology at best is quite dubious, to say the least. So in other words, we gotta find another way. Actually, you know what? Let me take a look at what they had again.
Morning, Joey. You were snoring again. Definitely.
Morning, Joey. You were snoring again. That's NPC. Okay, good news. So apparently Animation Inc. says that their animations are AI driven, but at the end of the day, if it looks like NPC, it is NPC. Like, look at it.
NPC?
Look at it. We can do better. But, you know...
Wait, is NPC some kind of, like, modeling code? Is that, like, some kind of I know what NPC stands for, but is he referencing, like, an actual modeling code called NPC? Just program movements like a... Okay, so he's just basically saying it's just generic pre-programmed movements and that's it. Okay, fair.
But there's only one problem left. I'm not really an animator. No, that's it. Like, there's nothing. What do I do now? Don't even worry about it, guys. You know what I found? See, I'm using a library called 3JS, and apparently they have a bunch of examples, right? Now, this example uses basically animation blending. Like, let me just show you, right? So, for example, if I click walk, right, it's walking, right? But then you can see, like, sneak pose. If you crank this number up, bam, looks like it's sneaking, right? Similarly, if you crank up, like, sad pose, bam, you're sad and walking.
Interesting.
Right? But you can also be sad and idle, or sad plus running. Low-key, you look like you folded up from Fent. Okay, guys, but you see the vision here, right? I can have 50 base states, 50 additive weights, and then combine them, bam! That's like infinite combinations, basically. Oh my
crap.
God. Like, yeah, I mean, this is so smart. No, this is so smart for me. Hey, Claude. Looks good
he's
to
using
me.
Claude.
All right, we are back. So essentially...
Claude. That's the one I was thinking of. Remember when I was trying to think of the AI that basically built the website that I was talking about, that Caleb Hammer's talking about? That's Claude. That's exactly what I was thinking about. It was Claude. That's the AI.
Actually, I'm going to test it right now, all right? So, let's see. 3, 2, 1. Nothing's happening. Oh, yes!
There she goes.
Yeah,
Oh, there she goes.
Okay. Wait, is that not so cool? All right. Wait, do it again. Bang!
Sorry, was she talking about Maltbook there? Because that turned out that was very few actual AI agents on there. It was just people. And I was always suspicious of that the moment I started seeing all of these posts flying around, because they were not written like they were written by AI, which I suppose was kind of the point. But no, everything fell into a place just a bit too good there. And that tied into the larger issue with Clawbot, in general. So If that's what she's referring to. I don't know. I don't really follow Caleb Hammer. I know I mentioned him earlier in this video, but I only really know him through the drama, because he does like budgeting content for. He just does content that doesn't really interest me. Not that it's bad content, but Maltbot or Maltbook, what that first air quotes AI social platform, totally different thing, and I had no idea he had any opinion on it, which is why I wonder if that's what she's referring to here.
Wait, is Claude just the best thing ever? Like, holy, this is so much value, no? And in theory, I can also do like VRMA. So, okay, pick a random VRMA.
Oh.
Sheesh. No, that's the peak cinema pose. That's the peak cinema pose. Okay, but that's not what we're here for. We are here for animation blending. Let's just see the test. 3, 2, 1.
Oh God! Oh God!
Whoa!
What was that?
Okay, but the walking animation does look really smooth. No, guys, no. Let me try again. Okay,
boy.
Claude might be a waste of money. Like, holy, is Claude AI just the worst AI ever? Be honest, guys.
Oh God!
Okay, we made some pretty good progress with the animations. The only problem is that Rico, at the end of the day, still looks like a bit of an NPC when selecting these animations. And I gotta find a way on how to fix this, essentially. Okay, gang, I thought of a way to make Rico look more realistic. You see, as I was looking back at my old footage, I found that when people talk, we make gestures and micro expressions. And what do I mean by micro expressions? For example, when I'm talking, I might jitter or like, you know, do this kind of movement or look to the side sometimes, right? It's all just part of talking. And you know what? We as humans do this kind of thing, gesturing and looking around quite naturally. Well, for AI and for Rico specifically, unfortunately, she just kind of, you know, stares into your soul. So the question then becomes, how
Bold
do
of
we
you
get...
to assume. I want to see what's rattling around in there. Stare into your soul. Huh? I was mostly checking to make sure you had one.
You'll also find, if you ever watch any kind of media that has humans playing robots because they're androids or anything to that effect, you'll find that one of the methods they use is they cut out all of that sympathetic, well, sorry, that's not technically sympathetic movement, but they cut out all of that extra movement. They're stiff, they're rigid, they don't turn, they don't do those little actions or those little, not animations, but those small movements. So that is how you can read something as a robot. So that ties into what he was saying there.
Who allowed you to talk? Who? No. Okay, which means that essentially at the end of the day, we need to implement these gestures and micro expressions. Okay, guys, wait. Micro actions. Wait for it. Okay, you see that? You see that? Wait, she shifted her eyes.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. Although I think I programmed a little bit more stuff. She's supposed to like move her head around.
This actually ties into the VTuber scene as well, because really good VTuber models that aren't just, you know, a flashing PNG like mine, like look more towards Amber's here, they have a lot of, so sympathetic movement refers to movement that happens as a secondary, like it's hair waving, for instance, it's ears flapping, it's anything that would happen as a secondary reaction to your primary movement. And good VTuber models, well, one, they have a lot of toggles, but they also have really good reaction to your face tracking. It's not just 2 or 3 pre-made faces or anything like that. It will morph and it will track the actual face. So the performance of the puppeteer or VTuber, whatever you want to call the person driving the VTuber model, I generally think of them as puppeteers because they are puppeteering a VTuber model, will have a lot of that movement there. Like, go compare, and Amber's got a pretty good model here, but compare someone like Smuggalana, because Smuggalana has a very well done model, and compare that to someone who maybe is just starting out in VTubing and still has a better model than mine in that regard as well, to be clear. But you'll find that there's a rod up its spine. It can't really bend. The neck doesn't really move a lot. Maybe there's some bounce in the hair. Maybe there's a little bit of jiggle physics. Maybe the eyes can look left and right, that type of thing. But you'll find they're almost like they're standing on a poll. And once you see that, you'll be unable to unsee it. So I probably should have given a content warning there before I said that. But no, just use that and keep that in your mind when you're watching other VTubers, because it's one of those things where once you see it, you won't be able to unsee it, and you'll be able to tell, or that's one of the ways you'll be able to tell the difference between a really high quality, expensive, well animated VTuber model and a cheaper, more basic one.
Oh, wait, hold on. Yo, 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 yo. Yo, 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 yo. Okay,
Hold
Rico, let's not
on.
break your neck. Let's not break your neck. Let's not break your neck. What the
Hold
heck?
on.
Okay, don't even.
Jesus, what? She's like one of the nurses from Silent Hill. Holy crap!
Even worry about it, guys. First try. First try. Look at that. Look at this idle animation. All right, she looks at me sometimes, but she also looks away. I said she also looks away. Is this not working? Is it? See that? See that? See that? Wait, but there's 4 more modes. I can switch the mode, right? So if she's listening, bam, right? She listens to you, nods, looks away, maybe for a couple seconds, looks back at you,
Okay,
nods.
it's not bad idle animation.
Yes. But wait, there's more. When you're thinking, what do? You look up in the corner sometimes. Yes. And finally, she talks.
Not bad.
Blah, 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 blah. Okay, imagine her mouth is moving here. Blah, 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 blah. I'm Rico. I want your money. La, 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 la. I'm annoying. Yeah, okay, that's a pretty good job. No,
I want Rico
thank
to snap
you.
at him.
I modeled them after my own movements, after studying myself, like, wait. Okay, this is actually really good progress, guys, because now Rico can not only pick an animation and play it, but also layered with these idle animations plus micro.
If you guys want an interesting breakdown of it, I can recommend the series Lie to Me, because that's essentially like the whole shtick is it follows this investigator who's basically a human lie detector, and he uses all of these micro movements, like looking up in one direction to think, all of this type of stuff. Now, it is very, very drama-y, very sort of CSI-esque. So if that's not your thing, you're probably not going to enjoy the show. I wasn't super into the whole crime-related theme they had going on, but it was interesting because there did seem to be quite a lot of science behind it. Now, we can get into a debate about how, realistic it was versus how much license the writers took so that they could make an interesting series, but I did actually pull a lot of information from that I use in day-to-day life and day-to-day interactions. So if you tend to struggle reading people sometimes, that would be a good series for you to watch, at least the first season, because then you'll get the gist of it, and then you can also determine, hey, is this something I'm actually interested in, or do I find this boring and I could get this information elsewhere? I just think it's an interesting way to package that information and could potentially help if that's something you struggle with.
Micro expressions plus a little bit of Just Ring, it really goes a long way to make Rico look more realistic, which means that it's finally time for the phase 2 of the project. Pod. Now, I really do want like the really nice holographic pod that Razer has. It's nice and curved and smooth, and it looks like a hologram, and there's like see-through aspects. But unfortunately, I'm not a billion-dollar company and just some guy who's living in his parents' house. So like, I don't got money. Well, do I have just the plug for you? Actually, I have a Patreon where I post Rico's code. It's been a while since the last update, but you know what? If enough people bother me, I'll post it on there. So yeah, Patreon, Rico's code, but there's a free version that I've updated a long time ago too. Am I just lazy? Oh, and remember to like and subscribe too if you're enjoying the video so far. But yeah, that's my very extensive plug. Patreon's there if you need it. But until then, I gotta find like, better sources of income. Hey Siri, how many kidneys do I need? Okay, now you might be wondering, what the hell is Rayen?
So did you know that I have to be careful saying this because my sources are anecdotal, but apparently the going rate for a human kidney on the black market is about $40,000 to $50,000 US. Now you'd have to go over to somewhere like Thailand or something to get that done, but I mean, if you ever wondered, how valuable you are. I mean, your body alone is worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, man. So take that for what you will. You are valuable to someone, even if it is in a chop shop scenario.
Doing right now? Well, that is a good question, my elementary
What did you
dear
buy from
Watson.
Timo?
I am currently creating a Pepper's Ghost diagram. Now, if you don't know what the Pepper's Ghost diagram is, it's basically this kind of hologram effect that I found online that, you know, uses like a piece of card.
Yeah, basically every air quote hologram uses some variation of Pepper's Ghost. It was actually created in the 1800s, I believe. Freaked out a lot of Victorians.
Cardboard and like a glass and some sort of light source. And well, right now I'm just trying to like, you know, cut up this little box thing. So I have a little, you know, stand. And I'm planning to use my iPad as a light source. But you guys see the vision. You guys will see the vision sooner or later. All right, just let me cook. Let me cook. Yes. Bang! Okay, just like this. Just like this.
Okay.
And the iPad will sit comfortably on top. Just like this. Just like this. Okay, which means that all that's left to do is really just find like a piece of glass, which honestly, I don't know where to. Wait. Okay. Check what I found. It's my mom's and mom and dad's like, you know, wedding photo. And you know what?
God.
Sorry guys. I'll say it. I'll sacrifice the both of you to like, you know, build my AI wedding. That was a joke, guys. That was a joke.
Oh,
I'd
God.
only sacrifice one of them. Okay, check it out. Check it out, guys. Check it out. Okay. But here's the magic. Here's magic. All right. In other words, if I load up like one of these hologram videos you see here, and all right, you can't really see that, eh? Hold on, let me turn down the lights.
It's gotta be dark.
All right, can we see it? Okay, no. I gotta turn down the other light. Okay. This is good. This is good. Check it out.
Kind of see it the first time.
Look how nice that looks. If I had some.
Okay, that's actually pretty damn cool.
Check it out.
That's actually pretty damn cool. Very simple concept, and it works. I like that. That's actually very cool.
Look how nice that looks. If I had some black cloth, this would be better, but like low key, this is kind of fire, no? Okay, so there's only two things I need to do now.
It is
Basically,
cool.
the first one is I need to change this background to like a darker background. And second, I basically need to get this whole setup on the mobile device. And third, while we're at it, I guess we can have Rico change out of her shabby little t-shirt to like something nicer looking. And thankfully, I can do all of that. Oh yeah, I got it working. Check me out. Wait. Bam!
Hey,
Look at that.
sexy.
Hey, yo. Credits to BO3, the Discord. BO3, you did a fine job on this outfit. I almost forgot about the Rico Gamer outfit. This is perfect. We are so ready.
I wake up. Rayen, stop pretending to sleep. It's time to wake up.
Yeah.
Hi Siri, call 911.
Yeah.
Oh, cute.
Hey Rico, what do you think I should wear today?
I think anything you wear will be pretty.
I mean, wow, thanks. I wasn't expecting the compliment. I don't know if pretty is the right word to say. I mean, I'd much prefer you say like handsome, you know, cool.
Pretty
Uh-huh.
ugly.
Oh, that's about right.
Hey, cutie.
Don't call
God.
me cutie.
Okay, I was doing it for the video. Okay. Well, anyways, what did you think about our brainstorming session last night?
Not bad.
Sorry, I don't remember. But maybe some cold hard cash would refresh my memory.
Like, what am I supposed to do with? It's gaming time. How did we lose that? How did we lose that? No.
Okay, I'm not sure if that buffering is an issue on my end or or Amber's end here. I suppose that's one of the issues with a reaction chain. And look, I think we'll call that there, guys, just in case that is my end. Look, okay, bit of a different one there today. In the attempt of getting away from the drama, probably didn't pick the best video there to introduce Amber, as I was reacting more to the source video than Amber there. So I suppose, okay, yeah, in future we'll need to, unfortunately, lean into the sort of drama videos at least a little bit more, at least where I can actually add some value, or there's a take where it's not particularly being done correctly as far as I'm concerned. But, okay, noted for future. Either way, I think Amber there was still reacting quite well. I generally enjoy Amber. I'll need to do another video with her where she actually has some of the more spicy takes to actually demonstrate what she's like in that firebrand level attitude that I mentioned before. Because yeah, she's quite vocal usually, but I suppose that source video didn't really lend itself to that. Either way, I still think it was an interesting watch. And guys, if you do like her whole theme and her whole shtick, I definitely recommend go giving Ember Paradox a like, a follow, a subscribe, all of the usual things there. She's a smaller VTuber as well, which is a shame because I think she's absolutely amazing. And I have no doubt that at some point she'll definitely climb the ranks to the likes of Smogolana, Powder, any of the larger VTubers as well. She's got that distinct attitude, that distinct character, and I think she plays it really well. So I'd like to see more content from her in future. And forgive me on cutting this source video a bit short. Again, seems to be having some, I don't know if it's network issues my end or whatnot. My network's usually pretty stable. Either way, that's that. And in future, I think I'll do a little more reconnaissance, a little less blind reacting, just to make sure that the videos I react to do actually have some substance in there and things that we need to correct. Because ultimately, in there was nothing I really needed to catch Amber up on. She was doing a good job. Didn't say anything I disagreed with. So, okay. But still, I do hope you got some value out of that with the Theseus paradox, and I still do want to hear your thoughts on that, because we do get into the whole metahuman debate there, and that's beyond the scope of this particular video, but I would like to start gauging what your guys' opinion is of that, and maybe we can do a dedicated video on that in future as well. But with that, guys, I won't ask for a like or subscribe this time just because, okay, I didn't really have much to add on this video. We'll still put it up, but yeah, look for more in future, and hopefully we'll be able to take it from there. So with that, guys, I'll let you get back to the rest of your day. Enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one.